Good afternoon, everybody. I'm San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria, and it is an honor. I'm really excited to be here today. We have some important announcements we want to share with the San Diego community and, frankly, the entire state of California. But today we're particularly talking to the young people of this great state and great city. I'm joined by an all-star cast of Californians that I would like to introduce to you right now because this announcement is big and it requires a lot of help and collaboration and cooperation, and that's why we have a long list of introductions. So bear with me for a moment. We have Josh Friday, Chief Service Officer of the state of California for California Volunteers. Senate President Pro Tem and my personal hero, Tony Atkins, is here. Council member, what am I doing? Assembly member Chris Ward is here, everybody. Our City Council President, Sean Elo Rivera, is here. I believe if she's not here yet, she may be on her way. City Council Member Monica Montgomery Stepp, whose district we're in. Alyssa Satterland, Chief Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs at UC San Diego. Michelle Bodrias, Director of Care for our Common Home Pathway and Associate Professor at my alma mater, the University of San Diego. Go Toreros. Dr. Carlos Cortez, the Chancellor of the San Diego Community College District. We're on his property, sir. Always good to be with you. Dr. Lori Koski, Executive Director of the San Diego College of Continuing Education Foundation. Aiden Lin, Associate Vice President of Local Affairs at the Associated Students of UC San Diego. Anushla Kadila, Chair of the City's Youth Commission. Gave some really powerful comments a moment ago and appreciate your leadership, Madam Chair. Julie Rasco, the Director of the City's Human Resources Department. Andrea O'Hara, our new Executive Director of our city's first ever Office of Child and Youth Success. And as you can see, a host of other individuals, youth, advocates, partners, government, private sector, lots of folks here all together to make a big announcement. So you're asking, Mayor, what is that announcement? Well, let me tell you. Today, we are here to launch two important programs. The one I'll be speaking about is the city's new youth workforce training program that we're calling Employ and Empower. Now, as mayor, I have made it a priority to make sure that we're investing in San Diego's youth. We've done everything from reestablish our city's youth commission to create the Office of Child and Youth Success. I've had an incredible partner in all these youth initiatives with City Council President Sean Elo Rivera. And today we're taking the next step in that prioritization of our young people. Thanks to the great state of California, $18.5 million through the California's For All Youth Job Corps, the city of San Diego will be able to employ and empower up to 1,000 young people in public service jobs. Yeah, all right, okay, all right, shout out. We're putting that person to work for sure. All right. Simply put, Employ and Empower provides our youth with a career pathway to good jobs at the city of San Diego. This will help youth gain real-world work experience while serving their community and compensating them for their work. Employ and Empower is intended to serve youth ages 16 to 30. We're throwing out the door wide open to invite young people to come in. We also want to be clear that we want and intentional about saying that we want youths of all stripes and corners of our community. We're interested in hearing from young people who may be from our foster care system, folks who are with low employment, unemployment, folks who may be from all walks of life. We don't want barriers to get in the way of people joining public service. I say that as someone who benefited from himself. When I was 14 years old, I had the opportunity to be in the then Higher Youth Program. That program introduced me to my first job in the public sector. I got to get up every day, ride the bus to an office, interact with public servants. You can imagine what that did for a young person who had an interest in government, an interest in public service. To be able to rub elbows every single day with people who got up just with the idea of making their city a better place to live. It was instructive, it was powerful, it's what opened the door to why I'm standing here today behind this podium. And what the incredible news today is that 1,000 young people are gonna have that very same opportunity to get up every day and come work at the city of San Diego in important jobs like in our library department, our park and rec department, our transportation department, our planning department, interacting with the high quality professionals that we have helping run this city and to learn the skill, the craft, the trade of public service. I'm so excited that this opportunity has been made available to us because we know that so often students forgo a professional opportunity because they can't afford an unpaid internship. And until recently, that's all the city could provide. But because of Employ and Empower, we're going to ensure that youth no longer have to choose between earning a paycheck and developing the skills that will lead them to a great career, a career serving this great city. As mayor, it's my goal to show young people that there is a place for them in public service through meaningful, paid work experience that can give them the skills that, again, will lead to a full-time career. And as I mentioned, we'll be looking to fill 1,000 positions through this tremendous state funding opportunity. I told you it was big. I wasn't lying, right? These are going to be good paying jobs that will also help build a pipeline of public servants that we believe can transition into permanent jobs at the city of San Diego. At a time when we have so many vacant positions at the city, and at a time when folks across every neighborhood of the city are asking more from us, more library hours, more pool hours, more road repair, more homeless outreach, all across the board, folks want more. We have to have the people to get it done. I know where we're going to find them. We're going to find them amongst our talented youth here in the city of San Diego. So I want to, before I pass it over, I want to say a couple thank yous. I want to first off thank our incredible city staff. I see Julie Rasco and the team from Personnel, as well as some of our folks from our Performance Analytics Department, HR, everyone who's here. These folks have understood from me that I want maximum impact with the best possible outcomes, and they have more than delivered. So to our city employees, thank you all so much. These are going to be the mentors for these 1,000 youth that I'm talking about. Please give it up for them. We would not be here if it wasn't for the incredible leadership of our governor, Gavin Newsom, who has made this a priority. He has been ably helped by the Chief Service Officer, Josh Friday, who you'll be hearing from in just a moment. Our own Senate President Pro Tem, Tony Atkins. We sent Tony to Sacramento, and man, has she delivered for us time and time again. They're always standing at this podium announcing something great that Senator Atkins did. Tony, thank you so much for your help in this. And he is here today, our Assembly member, Chris Ward, who is in his first term in the legislature, but also is delivering, and he's doing that with an incredible city delegation. Chris, thank you for your leadership. Absolutely. And last, before I turn over the podium, you're saying, Mayor, how do I get involved? Well, I'm glad that you asked. Applications will go live following the City Council's approval of this proposal. Let me not ever assume anything, Council President. This will go live, assuming council approval, on Monday. I think it's pretty good because the council president's here. He likes the chances. All right, we're not presuming anything. Applications will go live on Monday, and I encourage everyone who is interested or knows a young person who might be interested to check out our website, sandiego.gov/employ-empower. sandiego.gov/employ-empower. You got that? Oh, I don't know. Did you get that? Okay, make sure you tweet that out, all right, everyone? We don't want to keep it a secret. With that said, I already mentioned this would not be possible without the leadership of Governor Newsom, and in particular, our Chief Service Officer for the State of California's Volunteers Program. Please welcome to the podium, Josh Friday, everybody. Josh?
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, yeah. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you for hosting us in your unbelievably beautiful city here in San Diego. My name is Josh Friday, and as Chief Service Officer and also as a Navy veteran who used to train in this incredible town, I can't tell you how proud I am to be here today on this incredible time when we get to talk about investing in our young people to serve. For someone who believes deeply in the power of service to solve big problems, to bring us together in our community, we get to announce today an investment of over $25 million into San Diego and into the future of our young people and our communities through the Californians for All Youth Jobs Corps and the Californians for All College Corps. And something really powerful is happening today. We have leaders from this community, we have leaders from the state, we have our legislative leaders, we have our young leaders, all coming together to send a message that if you're willing to help others, we're gonna help you. The Californians for All Youth Jobs Corps is a statewide $185 million program created by the governor, supported by the legislature, to provide jobs for our underserved youth throughout California, including many of them here in San Diego. And our hope is that these aren't just jobs, that these are jobs that create meaning and purpose and dignity and connection with our young people. Because we need more Todd Glorias in the world. We need more people like Senator Atkins, who got her start from a mentor here in City Hall. We need more people who are inspired to go into public service if we're going to solve our big issues. And the Youth Jobs Corps, in partnering with Employ and Empower here in San Diego, is going to do just that. And we are so proud to be a partner. We are also so proud that the Californians for All College Corps, which I refer to as a veteran as the California's GI Bill, is creating, because of the student debt crisis we know is crippling too many of our young people and exacerbating the racial wealth gap that exists in this country, is creating debt-free pathways for our young people who serve. For those young people who commit to a year of service while in school, they will receive $10,000 towards their education. And that $10,000 is important because that's the amount that a Pell Grant student, a low-income student here in California, has to come up with by either taking out loans so they go into debt or by working. With this program, you don't have to choose between your passion and a paycheck, starting your career or helping your community. You can do those at the same time. And we're so proud that for the first time ever, we are able to include in this program our California Dream Act students. We will be able to include dreamers. Thank you. It is worth an applause. Because this truly is a program for all of Californians. And just for quick context, over this next 2 years, we will be deploying 6,500 students at 48 universities throughout California, a few of them here in San Diego. So you understand, that's the size of the entire Peace Corps here in California, of young people helping the community and getting help paid for college. That is significant, and that is worth celebrating, and that is a win-win-win for our students, for our communities, and for the entire state of California. Governor Newsom has a very bold and ambitious, it won't surprise you, vision and goal for service and civic engagement here in California. And I just want to conclude by putting in context what we're building with the Youth Jobs Corps, with the College Corps, with the Climate Corps that we haven't talked about today, and other service programs that we're building with California volunteers. Because of the leadership of Senator Atkins and her desire to invest in the future of this state and to create opportunities for young people, and the support of people like Assemblymember Ward. Over the next 2 years, California will be creating opportunities for over 20,000 young people to get paid and receive scholarships to college for serving in their community. That is something that every Californian can and should be proud of, and that is why we're here today. I want to just conclude quickly and then say something brief in Spanish by thanking the mayor for his partnership, by thanking our campus leaders who are here today, our campus partners who are making this possible, members of the city council, and also for the young people who are stepping up in San Diego and stepping up across the state to serve and make a difference in their community. Y ahora para nuestras familias que hablan español. Californians for All Youth Jobs Corps y College Corps son programas nuevos lanzados por el gobernador Newsom para crear oportunidades para nuestros jóvenes. Youth Jobs Corps es un nuevo programa que ayuda a los jóvenes de San Diego a encontrar empleo concentrado en ayudar en la comunidad. College Corps es un programa para que los estudiantes sirvan a sus comunidades y reciban $10,000 para pagar la universidad. Y por la primera vez, nos da mucho orgullo que podemos incluir en un programa estatal de servicio a los Dreamers que califican. Los dos programas benefician a los estudiantes, a las comunidades y todo el estado de California. Gracias. And now I have the distinct honor and pleasure of introducing someone who, of course, needs no introduction here in San Diego, in this community, but really is a leader and a visionary when it comes to creating opportunities for our young people and has gotten the entire legislature to make today possible. Senator Atkins, thank you.
Well, good afternoon, and Josh, thank you so much. You know, the good thing about letting the mayor unveil and introduce everybody and having Josh is that they've shared a lot of important things with you, so I can just say the fun things I want to say. And what I want to say is thank you to Governor Newsom, first and foremost, and to my colleagues in the legislature. We have worked these last several years to reinvest in young people, from child care, kindergarten, TK, all the way through to community college and higher education. And for the first time, we have the ability to truly invest and in many cases reinvest when it comes to educational opportunities. So this unveiling today of Californians for All Youth Job Corps and the College Corps is truly, in the words not just of my remarks that have been written by great staff, but in the words that Ashley, one of the students, shared with us. I have transformative. She said life-changing. that really will invest in underserved youth by creating meaningful pathways for public service careers, as our mayor said, while providing participants with significant financial support. The mayor shared his story, that he got to be part of Hire Youth, how important that was for his beginning. Well, I'm a little older than the mayor, but it took me longer because in the community I grew up in, we didn't have that kind of support. And it took me longer because I just didn't know anybody. I didn't have the connections. I did have great mentors and supporters and counselors and teachers, but the resources weren't there. So I'm so proud that we are able to make a change in a way that is going to help real students succeed. And frankly, in the words of Aiden, who's here, not just to invest in their future is now. They're engaged now. They're doing the work now. And if we support them in ways that are truly transformational, then we're going to let them do that work as their students. Then they get not only lived experience that they come from, but practical experience and a little bit of an opportunity that propels them forward and helps the community now. You heard the mayor say, we need your help now. We need public service now. And so I will tell you, it's a pleasure to be here today at the Educational Cultural Complex, and I want to thank the Chancellor for always being willing to open the doors for anything that's going to help our community. The mayor talked about what we get in San Diego. Josh mentioned what San Diego, not just the city of San Diego, but USD and UCSD and the partnership with the ECC that's going to help recruit. But California is allocating $185 million for the Youth Job Corps. So it's communities throughout our state. We're investing $146 million in College Corps, the program. And some of that money, of course, is going to come to UCSD and USD. So these are more than just laudable investments in our youth. These efforts are going to pay dividends in ways that are just going to change lives at the very beginning when it's most important. And so I'm pleased to be part of this. I want to thank Josh for making sure that San Diego got to unveil this in our own community. Although we all know everybody wants to come to San Diego, so you're always welcome, Josh. And it's really my pleasure right now to turn it over to my colleague in the Assembly. And he really is a true partner. And San Diego really is blessed to have quite a delegation of folks that go work on behalf of our residents every single day. And Chris Ward is not just my Assembly member. He is a leader in the Assembly, and he works every day with the Speaker to make sure that they don't forget San Diego. And so together we do that. And it's an honor to welcome Assembly Member Chris Ward.
Thank you, Senator Atkins, and thank you, Mayor Gloria, for this announcement here today. I am really excited because of these investments in youth. It's just one of the biggest pleasures that we can have right now for me. I'll speak for myself, but many of my Assembly colleagues as well, as we're putting the final ink on the legislature's budget that we hope to send to the governor sometime next week. We've been talking about making sure that these investments that we're having in youth are important, because as we make these investments in them, they are more likely to make their investments, their time, their energy, their interests in advancing California. And it's especially true for the Californians for All Job Corps and Youth Corps that we have, and the College Corps that we have coming up. And that's why adding these funds to the budget is going to be incredibly important. The opportunity for youth to be able to earn money, but also the valuable experience while serving the community, a win-win-win for them. We are building on the next generation of civic-minded leaders to work on issues like climate change, like food insecurity, like inequalities in public education, and so much more. These are the issues that they care about and that they hope to solve, and we are going to give them that platform to launch their careers to be able to do that. And like others, I followed myself in a very similar path when I was a youth, making sure that I was connected to community opportunities. I didn't go for an internship, but I volunteered. But kids, of course, today, youth today, need to be able to make sure that they can pay the rent, that they can pay for food on the table, that they're not being left out of these opportunities because of salary. So these investments are going to be able to transcend so much. It is a down payment on California's future leaders who will help transform our state to the better. And so I guess it's going to be on Monday. I encourage you all to visit that website and apply. but 1,000 positions. I remember from my time on the city of San Diego and how hard our city workers work to be able to add 1,000 positions, to be able to work to improve park and rec opportunities, to be able to expand library access, to do so much more that San Diegans are able to do. We are very honored, humbled, privileged, grateful to be able to make these investments from the state of California, and we will do more. And with that, somebody here on the ground who is doing that hard work every day right here in these communities here in Mid-City, it is my pleasure to turn this over and welcome Council President Sean Elo Rivera. Thank you.
Thank you, Assembly Member. Really good to be here today. Thank you, Assemblymember Ward. Thank you, Senate Pro Tem Atkins. I know it's been said, but we're going to say it again. It really pays to have effective state representatives, this time to the tune of $19 million, but oftentimes even more. They deliver for us, and I'm deeply grateful to that. Mr. Friday, you're welcome here anytime you'd like, especially if you're bringing $19 million with you. I'll pick you up from the airport. No joke. And I also want to make sure that I thank Mayor Gloria for being such a great partner in this effort to ensure that San Diego's young people know that we care about them. And then two of my colleagues who've been great partners on this who can't be here today, but I know that Council President Pro Tem has sent staff. Hello. And Councilmember Campillo, they've been great partners in investing in our young folks. If I can, I'm going to take the liberty to invite Fartun and Sophia up here with me. Come on up. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. And I'm doing that because I think they're great examples of why programs like this are important. I had an opportunity to work with both of these young ladies before I was elected. They inspired me then, they inspire me now. My absolute passion in life is making sure that folks have an opportunity to fulfill their potential. And I really believe, based on my time as a coach and as a teacher when I was younger, that there's limitless potential in our young people. And one of the greatest parts about those jobs was watching what happens when you look a young person in the eyes and you say, I believe in you, and I'm willing to help you become what I know you can become. And I mean, it is just an incredibly powerful thing to watch that, to be a part of that. And rather than that happening in one-off spaces, which are no doubt important, what is so important to me about today is that with what we're doing here with Employ and Empower, the city of San Diego, by way of the state, is looking our community of young people in the eyes and saying, we believe in you, you have a world of potential, and we are willing to invest in you achieving that potential. As an added benefit, all of that work is going to be done in the service of our community. And I think it's worth noting, and one of the reasons I wanted Sophia up here is they didn't need to be told to do good work. Sophia last year was effectively advocating for the creation of an environmental youth corps here in San Diego. She did that work to effectively create that at the city and at the county levels. They want to do this work. We're just giving them an opportunity to do so. The last thing I wanted to do, and why I wanted you two up here, is because I want to make a commitment to you that I know you will hold me accountable to. I know you will hold me accountable to you because you have great organizing coaches, right? Yeah. Yes. The commitment grows from here, right? It doesn't end with the press conference. And I want you to know that. And please hold me and all of us accountable to that. It's too easy for us to celebrate this and then they'll walk away and forget about it. But this work, for it to be at its most effective, requires commitment to the implementation and diligence in ensuring that the money that's being invested has the greatest impact possible. So you have my personal commitment. I expect and know you will hold me accountable to that. And with that, I'd like to introduce Allison Satterland, Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs at UC San Diego. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's such a pleasure and honor to get to be here and represent Chancellor Khosla and EVC Simmons and our incredible student community and the Change-Making Institute at UC San Diego. We're really delighted and honored to be a part of the work that's happening in College Corps. One, it's a demonstration of the incredible leadership that we have in Sacramento and here in our region and in our beautiful city, but it's also a fantastic example of collective impact. When we really bring our talents and our resources together around a shared goal, we truly, absolutely can do anything. And we're honored to be a part of that with our partners in San Diego Unified School District, Scripps Institution of Oceanography, San Diego City College, and a number of community partners. And I just want to, in the spirit of making sure that we really have time to hear from our student leaders today, acknowledge your time here with us to help us get the word out. It's incredibly important to invite people to this work, to let you know that we're key partners. We want to be critical partners in the work of social change and social justice and community impact. And I want to thank all of you for honoring the opportunity for students to really get to lead in this important space and to reduce barriers to our undocumented student participants, to our low-income student participants. And we promise to be accountable to the shared goals of this critical initiative. And we look forward to being co-leaders in this effort. I'd now like to invite Michelle Boudrias, one of our partners in this work at the University of San Diego, to come forward and share some of his comments on this important program. Thank you so very much for inviting us to this work. We really appreciate it. Michelle, your turn.
Good afternoon, everyone, and I'm proud to represent President Jim Harris and our administration and our students at the University of San Diego. We are very honored and proud to be a key participant in part of the College Core program. It matches very much what we do and how we support our students. At USD, we strive to have all our students get involved in hands-on, real-world experiences where the work they do enhances their academic skills, but it also prepares them to become the workforce of the future. We call it campus as our living lab, where it's a real-time exposure. I'm pretty much tired of reading 100 term papers on sharks. What I want to see is what the students really want to do. And our students do real projects, changing USD, changing our surrounding communities, and working across the city. Our vision for the College Core Fellows at USD is to have an integration of those academic skills, real experiences working with our community partners, and exposure to climate change action and leadership in decision making so they can become the future leaders that we need in San Diego. The work that our students are going to do is not just with the partners, but we've set up a system where there will be mentoring from graduate students, from our very experienced and expert staff, and from engaged faculty, so that they get training from different levels with the people who are really on the ground doing the real work, and it will prepare them to become the future leaders of the blue and green economy that is central to the success of San Diego. With the support of the Mulvaney Center, the Nonprofit Institute, and the Care for the Common Home pathway that I direct on campus, these three groups are the co-leaders of the work at USD, and we work with our partners on projects that are going to focus on climate action and sustainability related projects across the city. The students at our university are the ones that drive us. They have the passion and the energy to move this. The students and the administration and the faculty know that we need to work together to solve this climate crisis. Two other things come across with this College Core, and I think we've heard it from virtually every one of our speakers. This is a chance for them to develop skills to be part of the public service, to do some social good with the work that they do, but to do it as part of their education, not in addition to. So it becomes integrated to their experiences as a student and as people who are going to make a difference. For USD, this is very important. We have a big focus on being an anchor institution where we become a resource for the community and the community becomes a resource for us. We focus a lot on care for the common home, meaning that we are supporting major efforts in the space of climate change, sustainability, environmental, and social justice. And so for this is an opportunity for our students to work with community partners making a difference on the ground, for our students to become the ones who are going to be the leaders, working with the community, working with their academic partners, to become the people who will help work on the solutions to solve all of humanity's urgent challenges. So we're very proud to be part of this group. We're looking forward to it. Our students are excited. Our team is on board, and we see that we will be a major participant to help the leaders behind me and the students in particular. I want to conclude with saying we asked a question at the end of our conference on Roundtable, where do I see hope? And the hope I see is in the students. It's what keeps us going. I've been asked by about 5 different people what keeps me going to push to make things happen, and it's all because of the students. They have the power to move things at universities. They have the power to move things in the city. We have to give them those opportunities and the support for them to be able to be the ones that are going to lead us into the future. So thank you very much for this, and I'm now going to turn it over to one of our students, Aiden Lin.
Good afternoon. One second. Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to join you all today and my fellow youth and the leaders behind me as we celebrate the launch of these programs that will empower youth in the state of California. And it was during finals week, so that's fun. As the Associate Vice President of Local Affairs in the past year at the Associated Students of UC San Diego, I've seen how my peers, students, and youth can transform the local community just by getting involved, just by using their voices. And as the Executive Director of Our Time to Act United, which is a 501c3 youth empowerment nonprofit that I co-founded in high school, I've seen and I understand the impact that empowerment has for youth in our local communities and in our state and in our nation. Yesterday, I had the pleasure of attending the California Leaders Luncheon at the Summit of the Americas, where our lovely Mayor, Todd Gloria, spoke along with other state government officials and national officials. And they reminded me that the foundation of California as the 5th largest economy in the world rests in our support of higher education institutions in the state and of higher education students that pursue innovation and drive the economy in so many ways. And so it's inspiring to me that the state is backing up that foundation with an investment, a historic investment of millions of dollars, so that students will not have to choose between self-sustenance and service. And just like the speaker before me said, we talked about what we're hopeful for. And to me, I find a future where students don't have to make that choice, where they can pursue impact in their community and public service without having to worry about how you're going to pay the rent of the month, how you're going to buy food. That is an inspiring future to me where I can see change and impact. With that, I'd love to welcome another student peer up to the podium, the chair of the Youth Commission, Anusha Karayala.
Good afternoon, everyone. Aiden, thanks for the introduction. My name is Anusha Kadiyala. I am the chair of the newly reinstated Youth Commission. On behalf of the commission, I'd like to first congratulate the leadership at the state, Mayor Todd Gloria and his team, for making such significant investments for youth development through the Employ and Empower program. In San Diego itself, we have 440,000 youth. And when young people engage in public service, they undergo a transformative experience. Fortunately, like many of us have mentioned here, today, many youth have to choose between choosing a life of public service or getting a job and paying for bills, putting food on the table, and supporting their families. However, now with the implementation of the Employ and Empower program, youth will no longer have to make that choice. Both are actually accessible and very available for them. While getting paid, they not only have the opportunity to gain hands-on training in a lot of different public sector areas like IT, engineering, and finance, but it also gives youth in underserved communities a chance to make a difference in their communities. And from personal experience, I know how empowering it is when you know that you have the ability to make tangible change in someone else's life. And the way that it works in these communities is if one youth does it, the peers are usually the best role models, right, for any other peers. They look up to people because it invokes a sense of if they can, why can't I, right? So if one peer is able to land an internship, get engaged in their community, advocate for change, it causes this domino effect, right, like a ripple effect that uplifts communities as a whole. And that is the potential of this Empower and Employ and Empower program. So the Youth Commission is very thankful for state and city leadership for enacting this into action, and we're very, very excited to see the improvements within our youth communities in the near future. Like I said, these programs are going to give hope to these marginalized communities, and these programs are going to be creating skilled future leaders who will be helping us tackle future challenges. So with that, I'd like to hand it back over to Mr. Josh Friday for his closing remarks.
Thank you very much. Let's hear it for our young people again. How incredible are they? Absolutely, we can scream for that. I want to just thank everyone for coming out today, including our friend the Heat Wave, as we stand up here. It's really wonderful. Again, over $25 million being invested into San Diego to support our young people to take part in the Youth Jobs Corps, to take part in Employ and Empower, to take part in the College Corps. But as was said before by our Vice Chancellor, we need help getting the word out. We need to make sure young people know about these opportunities, that they sign up, and that they take advantage of these incredible investments that are being made in them. And so we want to encourage everyone who's interested in the College Corps to go to cacollegecorps.com today to sign up. You can register, you can sign up, and you can take part starting in the fall. The mayor's going to kill me for saying this, but before Monday, go to his website. Before Monday, if you want information, you can go to caujobscorps.com for more information as well. Governor Newsom is very lucky to have incredible partners with Mayor Gloria, incredible partners in the legislature with Senator Atkins, Assemblymember Ward, and incredible members of this community who are stepping up for young people in a really incredible way. And now it's just time for us to go to work. Thank you.